Hi, my name is Dinoo, and I'm a past graduate of the University of London's external LLB program. I began the program in 2014 and I ended it in 2017. The program was extremely challenging for me, but I found it very rewarding. And one of the courses I found challenging was that of jurisprudence. And I think that's because it's a little bit of a different subject for students to grasp. It doesn't involve a lot of case law, it's very theoretical and very fluid. And so because of that, I think it's different from a course like criminal law or torts, which is more black and white, I think, than jurisprudence is. And because of the complexity of the subject, I felt that I needed a little bit more help, and so I was recommended to Oliver as a student. And since becoming a student, I haven't looked back. I found Oliver's notes to be extremely detailed and thorough, and they're not confusing if you can attend his lectures or even benefit from the one-on-one teaching that he does, because he explains it in a way that you can understand, and his notes are really useful because they include examples that a modern-day student can benefit from. It's different maybe to examples that you have read online, because the original philosopher's examples maybe you can't relate to today. And so it's really important to have a teacher who can explain it to you in a way that we can understand today, I think. And that's what I found in Oliver, because he obviously knows the material inside and out, but more than that, he can explain it to us in a way that we can understand, which is half the battle, I think, in jurisprudence. It's not just important to know your stuff, you need to know how to explain it to somebody else, because that's ultimately what you do in an exam. So because of that, I found Oliver's teachings to be invaluable when you attend his lectures, because it really helps you understand the material he's teaching, and as well you can ask questions that get answered immediately. And similar to this, Oliver grades past papers, which is crucial for a teacher because you get your students the feedback they need to excel in the course. And it's something that most external students, as a University of London student, they don't get the chance to do. Because you don't get to submit it to an actual teacher who grades it. And so the fact that Oliver marks past papers is really important because you can see if you're on the right track to the understanding that you need. And if you are, then you can maybe find a way to better yourself to get a higher grade, which is, what your course is all about. It's ultimately the goal for students is not just understanding, but excelling in the course. And so I think Oliver is the right track if you're trying to not only get a passing grade, but to get a grade that you can get maybe a second upper or a distinction in. And that's ultimately what I did, because with Oliver's help, I got a 70 in jurisprudence, which is one of the highest marks I have in my LLB. And because of that, I wouldn't fail. I wouldn't hesitate to recommend him as a teacher, because I think that he is excellent and that his teaching method can be useful to any kind of learner. And as well, he marks past papers, which are excellent. It's a good resource for students to use to get to the feedback they need to see if they're on the right track. And with Oliver's notes, I still use them to this day, actually, because as a student in Canada here, I had to redo a couple of the courses in order to get my Canadian qualification. And one of the courses I had to do was called Foundations of Canadian Law, which involved a few of the theories that I studied in jurisprudence. And so because of that, I turned back to Oliver's notes, because once you've understood them, they're really easy to refer back to. And so because of that, I still benefit from his notes to this day. And so for any prospective students of Oliver's, I wouldn't hesitate to recommend him. I think he's an excellent resource to use if you need additional help in jurisprudence. And you have nothing to risk and everything to gain by using him as a teacher. So I highly recommend Oliver for jurisprudence.